Welcome back to day number 5 of the Fit Chick Project. And today I am so unbelievably pumped to introduce you to a friend and colleague that I have an incredible amount of respect for, Jenn Dancer. Now, being a pro athlete for most of her life, Jenn only knows of one mode, and that was go, go, go. She is absolutely no stranger to hard work and has always been willing to do whatever it took to be the best in her sport, her work, and her body. Doing all the things took priority over feeling anything. Okay. She says, I thought feelings were for weak-minded people, Jenn states in the interview. Okay. It didn't make sense to her to listen to her body and what her body felt like when she was so good at pushing through and just getting shit done. Like many of us, she was just so stuck in that go, go, go mindset, despite her body screaming for help. Constant bloating, weird injuries, infertility, and a lack of motivation to do things she used to love became the new norm. But when she could no longer lift her legs on a towed bar, and when her right foot literally would not leave the ground when she tried to jump, that's when she realized something was definitely wrong. Her body was literally starting to shut down on her. And the one thing she took pride in was the thing that was causing all of her problems, her go, go, go mindset. Okay. She was terrified to slow down and not having a million things to juggle, but it became the best thing for her. Her body leaned out when she slowed down, her skin cleared up, she felt more in control with food, all by giving herself permission to just chill out. So remember Jenn's story when you think you don't have time or the ability to chill out and quiet your mind. Some of my favorite topics of the discussion were, number one, what was her crazy breaking point where she finally realized she had to let go of her go, go, go lifestyle? Number two, how she finds peace in her day amongst her never-ending to-do list. Number three, the changes she saw in her body when she started to chill out. Number four, how she takes rest days without feeling guilty about it. Number five, what her training style and intensity look like today. Number six, what her diet looks like now. Number seven, what she does when she doesn't feel like working out. And her 5 pieces of advice for the go, go, go woman out there. And should you be interested in learning more about her gym, her life, or her nonprofit, be sure to just click the links in the email below or in the comments below. This was an absolutely brilliant interview, and I can't wait to hear what you learn. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
Oh yeah, what's up? I see Sam in the background. Hey,
oh my
dude.
God. There's Sammy.
Yeah, what's up, dude? Awesome. Sweet. So
Sorry,
you guys.
I had to update my Zoom and all this stuff, so it took me
Oh, dude. Yeah, no worries. I had to do that the other day. No problem. Cool, man. So just let me know, like, so you have 45 minutes left?
Yeah, I have about 45 minutes to like an hour.
Okay. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm super excited to have you on here. So just, thank you so much for being here. Sam, like, he was telling me, we've competed around each other, but we've never really hung out. And, I'm really excited to talk to you just because he was talking about like how you're just like such a freaking badass with like managing all these, like just so many different things and how you've really grown over like, as far as learning how to be more balanced. And so I'm just really excited to like hear what that's been like, hear what your journey's been like.
Yeah, well, it's been quite a journey, and I feel like it kind of happened really quickly too. Looking back, it seemed like at the time it was really long, but now that you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, it was only maybe 2 years of my life, and out of 2 years out of 36 years, it seems so short. But I remember being in the time of healing, and obviously having Sam as my husband, I just feel like I'm always trying to catch up to his level. So it just feels like it took forever. But now that I've gotten like a really good base of what that healing process looks like, we will be healing for the rest of our lives, which is really cool to think about.
Interesting. Okay, so this healing process. So let's go back to like the way things were, in the beginning. So what did that look like? I'm assuming like training more and like working harder, or tell me about what that looks like.
So really since ever high school and college and right out of college, I was a professional soccer player for 7 years. So I've always been in this athlete mode. And honestly, I never really thought that I needed a lot more than that because I was just so stuck into that one idea and one mindset that my entire life I have been so incredibly blessed and so incredibly happy. And then the moment of well, even right after professional soccer, around 29 is when I met Sam. And I think that's like when my true healing began. When I was 27 playing professional soccer, like I had a lot of things going on in my mind, like my career's about to end, you know, what is next? And I did some healing and some transitions through that, but I met him and retired from soccer and became a CrossFitter just kind of out of the blue. But being a professional athlete almost my entire life, I only knew one thing: go, go, go. Like, what is it going to take to be the best? Or what is it going to take to perform the way that I want to perform? And then all of a sudden, I become about 34 to 35, and I don't know if it was my mentality that was shutting down. Was it my body shutting down? So that's really when the true healing started to happen. That transition from professional athlete to what does my life look like after that? And I don't really know exactly how it all started, but I just started feeling really off, you know, like I wasn't recovering well. I was feeling really, really bloated all the time. I just didn't feel like I was getting a lot of nutrition. I didn't think I was absorbing water, you know, with all my hydration. I was drinking water. I was eating enough calories, but like I just didn't feel like any of that was really doing its job. So that was the moment of like things started feeling off. Mentally, I wasn't really excited about, you know, competing anymore or training. It kind of became a job. And when it started becoming a job and a hassle, like that's when you just start regrouping. Like maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this anymore. But mentally, as an athlete, it's all I knew. And it's like, I loved doing it. I loved competing with Sam. I loved being a part of that lifestyle every single day with him, and not being in that mindset with him just it kind of scared me. So I just never really took the chance to slow down and think like, what is it that I really want in my life now? So that's kind of like the thought process of, okay, maybe I should be retiring soon. And then I had gut problems. My gut problems is what really solidified, all right, I'm going to take a break and maybe I'll come back. You know, the mindset of like, I'll take a break.
It's just a break. It's not going anywhere.
Maybe 2 months, you know, like no big deal. I'll be back. Well, through that journey of figuring out some gut health, really opened my eyes and has just awakened me to, wow, maybe I'm creating my own gut issues because of my mentality, because of the stress, because of my go, go, go personality. So that's when we started just diving into some holistic healers. One, cleaning up my gut, which is just a normal process that most people need to do. We changed my diet. You know, I got supplements to kind of help that. I was on a 30-day herbal intense protocol where I was like taking 30 pills a day to clear out my gut issues holistically versus taking an antibiotic. And through that, that's when I went through my awakening journey mentally. A lot of my holistic healers and just people that surrounded me and helped me, we just started thinking that maybe it's my mindset and my thought process that was turning this gut issue into something worse than it was. And then that's when it all happened. I am not an emotional person. I'm either happy or I'm angry. You know, it's like really the only two emotions I had. I didn't cry often. I never really felt sympathetic. I never really felt like I could understand someone going through whatever they were going through. I knew what to say and I knew how to like have those conversations, but I had no idea how to feel for them. And that's when we started thinking like, whoa, maybe that's not normal. It's the only thing that I've known my entire life. I have a twin brother, and it's funny because right when I started trying to like figure out my emotions, he messaged me too and said, hey, is it weird that we only feel like one or two emotions? He's like, I never really thought about it, but he got married and started having, you know, that relationship with his wife of trying to feel sympathy and, you know, the whole emotional journey of women and crying. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't do that, Tyler. Like, I don't cry. I don't have that crazy emotional up and down stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where it all began.
Oh, damn, girl. I can relate to that so well. Like,
maybe it's all athletes. Like, we just have this like mindset of go, 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 being this
hard,
dominant individual. And that's, I don't regret it though, because it made me who I was.
Right.
And I'm great at juggling 3 different jobs. I'm great at organization. I'm good at checklists. I'm good at just getting it done because it needs to be done. So I don't regret it. It's just, we need to maybe tap in a little bit more to our feminism. And I don't even think I had any type of feminism, except for you would look at me and know that I was a girl.
I think it's probably a lot to do, because I know that I pick it up from my dad. Like, he's like freaking stubborn as hell, you know, no emotions, like, so do you feel like
my mom doesn't have a lot of emotions. She's the kindest, most gentle human you'll ever meet, but she doesn't show a lot what's going on within herself. So that's when we started feeling like, okay, this maybe is a family thing too, you know, sports and family, you know, emotions kind of just made me so hard.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I can totally relate to that. I remember like people talking about, oh, I just love doing things for people. And I'm like, I never felt that. I can totally relate to what you're saying, you know, and like, then I felt like there was something wrong with me, you know, because I didn't feel love for people.
Yes. Or even if I don't feel love, like, I knew that I cared about what this person was going through, but I couldn't connect. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I a heartless person?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I just, then sometimes I started thinking, like, are they being like a wuss? Are they a pussy? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
I always thought everyone around me then was so weak. I'm like, oh, they're weak-minded, or, oh,
yes.
I almost made it like their problem versus my problem. And then I realized that I need to be more sensitive to people, and it's my problem, you know? So that's the way it was.
Yeah, damn, girl, this is so great. I bet a lot of people can relate to this, but
probably tap into so many small things and make this like huge podcast just
dude,
one little topic. But
crazy.
I know a lot of women within the sports community probably is either going to go through this journey or they're already starting to realize it themselves.
Yeah. And so what was your step to, you know, learning how to be more sensitive? What were the steps that you took?
Well, it was for me, I thought it was a really slow process. I started with little things. Okay, so I had some gallbladder issues and some gut issues. So we started there. What is it that your gallbladder does? What is it that your liver does? Why is my gallbladder, through my holistic healing, why is it being turned off? Why isn't it maybe not working or connecting well to my emotions? I had some swelling, and that's another issue with gallbladders, swelling within the limbs. So my extremities, my legs, my knees were in pain a lot. So that's all connected to what your gallbladder is. And so we started working on my gallbladder. Well, my gallbladder was shutting down and giving me all these little signals. And it's because I was storing all emotions and I was suppressing them. If I got angry, if I got stressed, I just told myself to push through it. Who cares? Move on. And so I started really slow. I started, what emotion am I feeling right now? So I realized through some psychedelics is something that Sam guided me through, something that I've never believed in, never wanted to do, very frightened of it. So that was our first step, is I did take a psychedelic, very small amount, but it opened my eyes and showed me some of my problems of running away from emotions. So I love to clean. I will clean all day long. And it realized during that moment, I clean to run away from stress, to run away from anger, run away from dealing with something, because like I'm like, what am I going to do about it? So instead of cleaning now, this sounds so weird, but through that enlightenment of that moment of I clean to run away from a feeling, when I go clean my house or when I go clean something or try to organize something, I sit down for about 30 seconds to a minute. Sometimes it could be 10 seconds, but at the beginning, it took me about a minute. Okay, am I cleaning because I want to clean the house? Am I cleaning or organizing because I just need to do something with my energy? And that usually means that I was kind of angry or just I didn't know how to deal with an emotion. So I sat there and I'm like, okay, if I'm mad at my husband right now. Maybe that's my problem. I would sit down and be like, what do you want to do about your anger? Do you just want to acknowledge it, take a deep breath and let it go? Or do you need to go down to the creek, which we just picked the creek because it's next to our gym, and do you just want to go throw rocks? Like, just get it out. If you can't get over it, then go let it out for 10 minutes of throwing rocks. So I would go down to the creek and I would grab like kind of heavy rocks where it would make me like kind of grunt a little bit. And I would just kind of yell like what I was mad at, and I grunted. And if I didn't know the specific feeling of why I was angry or mad, I would just be like, I don't know, I'm just pissed, you know, and I would just throw something. But releasing some of that like grunting or releasing that like motion of throwing, honestly, it allowed me to just deal with the emotion versus just putting it back into my gut. So I started slow. I just started analyzing, okay, why am I doing a specific movement or organization or cleaning to deal with an emotion? And then I really started just being awakened to, wow, I'm angry all the time, or I'm frustrated with people all the time. And then that led into realizing that maybe my mind and my thought process isn't as positive, and I'm not as a happy person as I thought I was, because little things just really irked me. So that's where I started.
Damn, girl. Oh, so, okay. So, and so your thing was cleaning, like controlling, organizing. I would say like, you know, some people, did you find like some women will work out as a way to.
Which I still think that's super healthy, getting it out and working it out, but maybe putting an intention to your workout, you know, like not just going and just like not thinking about what was happening, but putting an intention of like, okay, I'm just frustrated today. I just want to get all my frustration emotions out. Put an intention.
Right. So being aware, okay, this is how I feel right now, and that's okay. You know, and then deciding like, that you're working out, you know, exactly, with an intention. And then other women will eat their way, right? To soothe that void or.
And I'm glad I don't have that one, you know.
Okay,
like,
so you don't have that one.
Nope, I don't eat I just have an eating problem because I love food, but I don't eat like for my emotions. But that's something that women can do before you put something in your mouth. Like, ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? If I eat this bowl of ice cream or this chocolate bar, is it really going to satisfy me? Or is it really going to make me feel worse about who I am and what I'm doing to myself after? And if you can kind of like look in the mirror and admit that to yourself, sometimes just admitting it out loud to the mirror is enough for you to be like, no, like, this is not what you want to do. Let's go do another activity or go take a walk or something, you know? It takes me 10 minutes to eat an ice cream bowl. I'm going to go walk for 10 minutes and then see if I still want to eat this ice cream bowl.
Exactly. Shift the state first. Yeah.
And
that's great.
As I was opening up about the one emotion I knew I had and releasing that often, it allowed more emotions to be recognized or to be able to actually reside in me. So after that, like, I actually could feel maybe a little bit more empathy for somebody. And then I could maybe, I do cry now. I am a crier. Now I have room in my heart or room in my body to allow other emotions or feelings inside, which sounds so weird to me to say, because I think it's not weak-minded, but like, I have to let myself know that like, that's not weakness. That's an okay emotion. But when you start to realize that, or to release emotions to allow other things into your life, like, it slowly is a process of healing and slowly a process of change. And then it also brings up other things within your life that maybe you never realized or you always ignored, which has been really cool. Because now Sam and I are creating ways of how do we deal with each other now that like I'm becoming not such a hard ass, you know, and he's becoming more of a hard ass, which I don't want him to change because of me, but he needed to kind of tighten it up a little bit too, you know? So we're just kind of in this pendulum of flowing together now with the new changes that have been created.
Yeah. God, girl, I could talk to you. I didn't even know we were going to get into this, you know?
I don't either. Sorry. I was like, I don't even know.
No, I'm so right there with you. Yeah.
Hey girl, real quick, have you seen my new Fit Chick clothing line? Oh my God, dude, it is so cute and there's something for everyone. There's muscle tanks, there's crop tops, there's hoodies, there's trucker hats, and way more coming. Now, the term Fit Chick is not at all about your physical appearance, but rather about the character and the soul behind the name. Fit Chicks are proud. They take pride in what they do and who they are in and out of the gym. Fitness is a way of life for us. It is who we are. And we respect the discipline and the work ethic that every Fit Chick embodies. We love fitness not because of the physical body it creates, but rather the feeling and the experiences that being fit gives us. If this resonates with you, be sure to check out all of our clothing designs at shopfitchick.com. As of now, all orders are going to be done pre-sale only, and the designs will change with every new batch. So if you find a style that you really, really like, buy it up because who knows if it'll ever come back. All right, let's get back to the show.
But so how did that impact then your, you know, your training, you know, of go. So like, how did you, that I'm assuming that helped you let go of wanting, you know, working out harder, longer, that obsession?
Yeah, it honestly, going through that process of, like I said, I was like, oh, I'm going to be back in a couple months, no big deal. But honestly, it just made me realize that I was ignoring the fact that I wasn't having any fun anymore with competing. I was just keeping that connection with Sam because that's what I truly believed I wanted. But now we've connected in such a stronger way because of me not competing and not being such a hard ass that now I don't have that feeling of wanting to get back into fitness. You know, like I just want the fitness to look good, to feel good. And when my gut starts to flare up, it's an amazing signal for me to reconnect with meditation, reconnect with an emotion, or maybe calm it down a little bit with work or fitness. So now I just jump into classes 1 hour a day with our members, and it's allowed me to be able to connect with them even more too. I don't know if they feel that way, but I feel that way.
So when you say when your gut acts up, and that's when you know it's too much. What do you mean by that?
So it just is a good signal for me because that's my indicator of like how I started this journey to begin with. So it's just a good indicator of like, okay, Jen, are you allowing physical stress into your life? Which is, am I stressing out and working out too much for what I can handle at this time? Or is it my emotional stress? Do I need to relieve some of my feelings again? And if it's neither of those, it's usually just my brain needs to slow down. I need to meditate more, and I just need to like tell myself that I'm not in this state of anxiety or stress. So when I meditate and I do a lot more nose breathing throughout the day, my body just relaxes. Like I'm a happier person. I don't snap at people. And so, because I'm always in this go state, even if I am not working out as much anymore. I have, you know, a couple jobs that I kind of manage, and I love checklists. So sometimes I have to remind myself that my body might not be able to handle the crazy brain that wants to do all this stuff. So
yes,
I have to tell my body that, hey, you are okay. You love to strive and stress. But if I don't tell my body and just relax and nose breathe and tell it it's okay every once in a while, my gut will act up or I will go into overdrive. So, and that's either snapping at my husband, you know, being hangry because I'm such in a go state that I'm forgetting to eat, you know, throughout the day. So it's just those reminders of telling my body like, hey, just because you love to be in this stress mode of go, 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 doesn't mean that I have to be dragged along with it. Tell yourself, tell your body that you're okay. And that's what I do. So sometimes I take 5-minute breaks throughout the day to sit and just meditate on just relaxing and telling myself I'm okay. And it's good for my baby. Like now that we're pregnant, I don't want to pass on all these emotions and feelings of anxiety and stress, even though I love it. I don't want my baby to be confused by, oh my gosh, mom's in stress mode all day long. So it's a good reminder right now, being pregnant, to just slow down and tell myself I'm okay. Because when you are in that go-go state, or if you have anxiety, I don't really have anxiety, but like when I get to that point, it's just because we're mouth breathing and we're just like in this like upper body, go state, when we just need to give some breath a little bit to the belly and to, your back, and just letting it breathe. That's anything, which I never knew anything about breathing until Sam in this whole process. And it's not the fun. I honestly think it's harder than just going and just getting a good hour workout in.
For
so
sure.
I tell myself to clear my mind and don't look at a phone, don't look at your checklist, don't, get interrupted by someone knocking on the door. Like, it's so hard to breathe for 10 minutes, 5 minutes with no distractions. So, but it's a good challenge too. So I kind of like put little challenges on my calendar of like, hey, your challenge is to do 3 nose breaths 3 times a day. I'll just give myself little intentions depending on if I see like I have 7 things that need to be done. I write 8 things and I say nose breathe 5 minutes. Like I put that into my checklist in the middle. So it's like, because I'm obsessed. I'm an OCD person. I have to check that. So.
Yes. Oh my God, girl. Right there with you. And so, and like, how does, there's so many things I want to ask, but how does that impact your figure, your ability to look fit, your body to look good? How have you noticed that shift? Or doing that?
And it's really weird, besides the whole pregnancy part of this like process, but before I was pregnant, my body actually started looking better. Like, you would never believe that less fitness, more intention is allowing myself to look and feel better. My skin, my wrinkles, this sounds so crazy, my wrinkles started going away just because when you start to have a better mental, physical relationship with your body, you don't realize that, I don't need all these creams for anti-aging. You just need to breathe and be less stressed, and to add things that are going to be great for your body. So if your liver and your gallbladder and things are acting better, it's going to show in your skin. It's going to show in your personality. It's going to show I don't have as much inflammation in my body anymore. So like, I was always so stressed out about like, I'm eating exactly the way everyone else does. I'm working out just as much as people. Why do they have a 6-pack and I have like nothing? I just look bloated all the time. And it was not about what I was doing more. It was like, what can you do less with more intention? And my body just, I feel healthy. People see me and they're like, Jen, you just look so much healthier than you used to. And I'm like, I know, I'm just nose breathing and
fucking sick.
Taking some great supplements, like just treating my body with respect, listening to it, but actually listening. Hey, you're stressed out today with work. Let's not stress yourself out in physical fitness too. Let's maybe do some mobility today, or just get on a bike and move. So you have to remember about all the stressors in your life. You have thermal stress, which is sensitivity to heat or cold, which my body is very sensitive to heat. So when it's hot outside, I know I need to be maybe eating a lot more cold food. You have physical stress. You have mental stress. You have chemical stress. So chemical stress is something else that we reduced in our life, which has been mind-blowing. So we drink only filtered water with electrolytes, minerals back into our water. We have a filter on our showers. So now, that chemical stress through bad water is, something that we eliminated. Wipes and sprays, it's all, essential oils or just healthier stuff that I'm not touching as much, So the smallest things have been the biggest progress in my life. And people honestly don't want to hear that because they're like, oh, I need to work out more. I want to eat better. And you're like, those are all things that we can do, but let's look at your sleep and your chemical and your thermal and your mental stress. But people don't want to do that, you know, like that's the hard part. And for me, it was hard. I'm like, wait, I'm not going to work out 5 hours a day and count my macros, but I change my filters in my water and I do these things and you think my body's going to look better. Yeah. And you know?
Yeah. And how did you pull yourself back from all that, right? Did it happen slowly? Did you go from 5 hours to 4 to 3, or how did that happen?
Well, honestly, like a lot of people don't change a lifestyle change until something bad happens, honestly.
They're forced. Yeah.
And I was forced. I kept seeing signs after signs and I just kept ignoring them, making an excuse for something. First, it was like a gut problem at Wadapalooza in January, not this January of 2019. January of 2019 was my last competition. I physically started failing toe to bar. That's never happened before. My gut literally shut my core off, so I couldn't even lift my legs. Like I physically couldn't do it. And I'm like, I do this for a living. Like, what is going on? Wow. So that happened, which was not embarrassing, but for me, I was like, I felt like I left my team down and it was weird. So that was the first sign. The next sign was I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to put water in my body. I didn't want anything in my body. Like I would have a glass of water and I would blow up. And I'm like, oh, it's because, you know, I didn't know. I just made something up. And then the next thing was I went to Power Monkey camp and I was helping my gut. I was healing it. I was going through that process. But I literally just went to like jump off my feet like we do every day. I went to go do just a jump rope jump. And my foot didn't come off the floor with me. So when I went to go jump, it never went off the floor. It just folded and snapped in half. And I broke my foot.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Your body's just like,
my body
shuts off.
Yeah. So when I had my gut issues, which was due to mental stress and physical stress, my gut shut down, which shut down my ligaments. My muscles weren't working. My ligaments weren't working. First sign, failed toe to bar, muscle shut down. I don't know what the proper word is. But then after that, the next thing was my ligaments got so weak. It was like my body was feeding off my ligaments because it had no nutrients that it was absorbing anymore. Hence to why I was being bloated after I ate anything. I couldn't get the nutrients in. And then I broke my foot. And then after I broke my foot, I literally, Sam's like, Jenny, your body is screaming for help. And I'm like, it is. And I was like, fine, I'm listening. I'm finally listening. And then there was one other small thing that happened. Obviously, pregnancy. We've never not tried, but we've never been obsessed about trying. We just wanted it to happen if it would happen. Never happened in 7 years of us just doing it for a month, you know, every single time. Just never avoided it. And that's another sign. If you can't get pregnant, if you have some infertility issue, it means something isn't right because we're supposed to produce babies. That's like women are supposed to do that. And there's all these things that they want to put you on medication and all this in vitro. And I'm so glad that we have things like that for people to be able to fulfill a dream that they've always wanted. But that just means something isn't right. And we need to fix that. And that was another sign. Like, and then I fixed mostly this, what goes on in my head 24/7. And the moment I fixed it, the moment we got pregnant, we're like, boom, you know, now we're pregnant. And
interesting.
We're like, so there's just there's something that is going on in our world today that is allowing us women not to be who we truly need to be. We can be athletic and still feminine, but we're so overloaded on one or the other that, you know, it's causing problems.
And we glorify it, right? We glorify the tough mentality.
Yes. And so my why now is not only allowing my body to feel better for my journey in itself, but I want to do everything possible for me to be healthy so my baby can be healthy. Like, I don't think the word imprint is the right word, but I don't want to, like, in the womb, I don't want to have all things about myself that I'm passing on to my kid. And so, but it's going to be a lifetime journey. That's what I'm saying. Like, this healing process seemed so long at the beginning, but now it seemed like it happened so quickly, and it's going to just keep growing for the rest of our lives. We're going to keep getting better, and we're going to keep finding like things about ourselves that need to be fixed or changed, or yeah. And so it's going to be a lifetime journey of always growing, because then not only are you trying to figure out yourself, but a lot of people have spouses, you know, and like, if I'm off, Sam usually eventually gets off, because I'm bringing him to that level. So I feel like another podcast we could do, relationships, it's all about how can you shorten that gap of that ebb and flow of like one being off and this person helping this person. But then this person's so exhausted from helping that they're starting to get off. And then this person's healthy.
Yeah.
So how can we find that medium ground where you're both just like in the flow, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what Sam and I are working on right now, is helping each other, but also being in the flow together as long as possible before we have to do this again. But you're going to do that, you know, in a relationship.
Yeah.
You're going to have someone who's not doing well and someone who's feeling like, I feel the best ever. But like, how do you find that flow together? And that's our next challenge, is shortening that gap so we're in the flow together all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we're throwing a baby and it's gonna mess the flow up, and we gotta figure it out all again.
Well, that's the journey. That's the journey.
But how awesome! Like, if you can have this mindset of that journey, sounds so freaking cool. I think, like, it seems like the biggest challenge in your entire world to get you so healthy, but also have your partner healthy and the people around you healthy.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it only can happen with a lot of love and positivity. So
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so so if it's not about working harder, then what is it about? And so what is it about? It to look good, feel good, right?
Yep. I think is giving yourself grace. Like, this is going to be a process. This isn't an overnight thing. So making sure that you just give yourself grace on days that you're just not feeling good, you know? I think it's about keeping a journal. So you're kind of like you're getting those emotions and those feelings out, even if it's a good day, you know? And I think it's about setting intentions. So giving yourself grace, setting an intention every single day, because it's going to change from day to day. And I think it's about like just surrounding yourself with people that are like-minded people. Like, if you're surrounding yourself like people at work, if you're surrounding yourself with people that are just slowly bringing you away from like what your intentions are per day, then that's gonna be more difficult. So that's hard to say because it's different for everybody. But mine is giving myself grace every day, surrounding myself with people that I know that are always going to build me to what my why is, and like having a why. What is your why? If you don't have a why, then you're never going to be able to take steps to get there.
You don't know where you're going. Yeah.
You're just going to feel stuck. And right now, if you have no idea how to set a why because you don't know what that big audacious goal is, then set a why every week. You know, my why is to be nice to my husband. You know, you're going to change things throughout your week to make sure that happens. My why is to give myself self-care, to give myself love. So I think your major one is giving yourself a why. And I think that will definitely balance you and give you some consistency.
I agree. I think so many people say they want one thing, I want to look fit, feel good, but yet they're putting themselves in a position where they don't feel good. They're running themselves to the ground.
Yeah, and they're making excuses of why they're not doing this. So set a why every single day. Set a why every single week until you start building yourself into what that main thing is. And Sam and I totally believe this. We write everything down. And if it's on a cork board where I put all these circles and all this stuff that I want my life to look like, or if it's just journaling every day or just writing great notes, but write things down that you want to happen. Because if you
Mhm.
write it down, you'll see it. If you tell somebody, they'll support you. Write
Mhm.
something down, because when we write
Amazing.
it down, when we set goals and we set intentions and we set our whys, it happens. It really does happen.
Yes.
And don't be so obsessed about that one thing coming true, but just be obsessed with like reaching towards that, because that's when your goals in your life is going to kind of form and guide you to maybe that one thing, or maybe it's going to take you to a different journey that's even better. So
Yeah.
don't be so focused on the end result. Be focused every day on how to get to that result. And
Yeah.
eventually, where you want to go, it will happen. Rewrite it
Yeah.
down. I build circles and then like little lines about what I want from this circle, and our dreams come true all the freaking time.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It gets fun, right? It gets so
It's
fun.
really fun. But you're the only person that's standing in your way. You really are. Like if you want it
Yep.
to happen, go freaking do it. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen tomorrow, but you're gonna take one step closer of making something great in your life.
Mhm.
And it really is simple. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, we just haven't been taught it, and one thing that I think has been really cool about, people like us is that who love fitness is that I think the gym is the perfect training ground for it,
Mm-hmm.
right? To practice repetition, how to embody peace, love, joy,
Yeah.
whatever, through those reps. So,
And you
yeah,
surround
so,
yourself by people that are like-minded like you.
oh, yeah,
So eventually you're going to start asking questions like, how did you become that? Or how did this
yes,
person do what? Oh, you're talking about food. Okay, I want to be better at that. You just have small little things that people start to like pull out of
yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah. But if you don't change your vibration, you're going to continue to hang out with the same people in the same box, like the same rigid mentality, and
Yeah.
you'll never get
You
out of
know
that.
what, Natalie, like you've probably been through this though too. Like sometimes it doesn't all, it's not always good. Sometimes like you're going to go through something that's going to show you a different path. So don't think that it's going to be all rainbows and beautiful, but
Yeah,
embrace the journey, embrace what's happening each step, because it's going to open another door. Like,
totally.
yeah.
You know what? I just want to share this because I can totally relate to that. I got kicked out of my CrossFit gym because of
Mhm,
my views of
mhm.
not working harder, and not wanting to do scores and stuff like that, or like whatever, just
Yeah.
that. And it felt like my world had imploded, but it was the best
Mhm.
thing that had happened to me.
Yeah. And it's so true. And it sucks that like it's scary, because you're like, well, I don't want to maybe want to put all my effort into this then, because what if it doesn't work out? What if it is a
Mm-hmm.
drastic disappointment? Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to go through those to awaken, to
Change. Yeah.
change. And
Yeah.
change is scary, but it's also beautiful. And if you
Mm-hmm.
can just set your why and set your intentions and set people around you that will help you, it will be a way easier
Mm-hmm.
process.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So last 10 minutes, I want to talk about how do we then keep fitness fun, right? And alive. So like, first off, like what is a typical, like how many days do you work out and how many rest days do you take? Is there any
Mhm.
type of structure that you do?
I had a structure when I was training, but my structure now is just listening to my body. I make sure that we started a 12:30 coaches class, and we call it Coach List class. So all of us coaches work out together. So because I know that I want my coaches to have a fitness regimen of some sort. So they're happy, they're healthy, they're feeling better, they're getting things out. And it also allows us to bond a little bit. So we started a coaches class where members can still come in and work out with us on that time, but we're not going to do like specific coaching. It's our time
Yeah.
to kind of just be who we are. But so yeah, that's what I do. I work out every day, Monday to Friday at 12:30, and on Saturdays we do buddy wads with our community. I will take a Thursday off sometimes, or if I know like a day is coming up that's super busy, I'll schedule a specific rest day just because I know I'm slammed with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam and I, we like to do things too, like we like to go rollerblade. We like to go ride our bikes every day. Like we try to just to get out sometimes too, and just make it not about a certain goal, but just about having a good time and moving and just maybe getting tan. We love to be out in the sun. So sometimes like we like to move our fitness outside. We move it outside. We make sure we're surrounded by people that we want to be around, and
Yeah.
we ask them to come fitness with us. And so we made a course class. So that was one thing. So yeah, keeping fitness fun. It's different for everybody. We get questions a lot like, how do you guys not get burnt out and all this stuff? And you get burnt out, but you have to just switch your mindset then and your goal to what is going to serve you for that week. You know, if you're burnt out or you're just not wanting to fitness, what is it that you can do that makes it fun? Is it invite a friend over to fitness? Is it getting outside the box, outside your gym and doing something fun? I know that sounds so cliche. Sometimes it's taking 2 weeks off and I'm going to go get a pedicure. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, you just got to figure out what serves you for that week. And it's going to be different. And you're going to give yourself grace for not fitnessing. You're not going to get out of shape in 1 week. I thought that. You're not going to get out of shape. It's just going to be a different direction.
One thing that oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I hope that makes sense.
Totally makes sense, dude. And one thing that I noticed is that it started to become fun when I stopped placing expectations on myself. Like it has to be hard, like super intense, or it has to be 30 minutes long, or I have to like try to beat my last score. So
have no intention. Literally, don't follow anything specific. Just go do it for fun. Try to challenge yourself in something different. Like if someone's like, oh, I'm just tired of going hard. I just don't feel like I'm getting to that point. Cool. Do your workout, nose breathing. See if you can finish an entire workout just nose breathing. It's going to put less stress on your body. It's going to be a different fun challenge, and it might become a thing.
Yeah. Super cool, man. Oh my God. Okay. So man, I wouldn't even talk about food or anything like that. Any pointers on food that like works for you, or do you even,
Food is tough. I really do. I love counting macros because I'm a very OCD, follow the rules, checking things off. I love it. Right now, I'm not doing it. I haven't done it in 2 years. And I think about it a lot. But I know that it will stress me out and make me have expectations of like what my body should be looking like. And right now I'm just not in that mindset to care. Like I just can't do it right now. So food wise, mine's different because I have a lot of gut issues. So I just try to make sure that I eat a balanced protein, carbs, and fat. Like for breakfast, I make sure I have all three. For lunch, I make sure I have all three. If I had too much of carbs in the morning, I'll make sure I eat more fat and protein at night. I just try to figure out a balance in my head. I don't count, I don't care, but I do try to not overload one over the other. Right now, because it's summertime and I get thermal stress, I'm going to start moving towards seasonal eating. So right now I'm just going to try to have a little bit more cold foods in my diet just to make my gut feel less inflamed, or my whole body actually. So right now I'm transitioning into maybe that just because it's going to make me feel better. But for people, they just need to listen to their body. This is the number one thing we tell everyone with nutrition. If you are craving, let's see, ice cream, if you're craving cookies, if you keep going to like all that stuff, your body is probably craving carbs. So if you're craving carbs, let's just pick good carbs. Let's just pick those good carbs that you're going to be able to burn and you're going to be able to actually have some nutrients put back into your body. So go for some like, white rice, brown rice, quinoa, whatever your body does well with. If you're craving those sugars, you need more carbs in your diet. If you're craving, I'm trying to think of like anything super high fat. I'm trying to give an example. I don't know exactly, but if you're craving
peanut butter,
you need to put more fat in your diet. You need to put more protein in your diet. Start eating maybe more avocados. Start maybe eating more steak at nighttime, things like that. Nutrition wise, we think that everyone at all times should have a protein, carb, and fat. We don't believe in taking one thing out unless it's like for just a small portion of your life. So when I had gut problems, I took all carbs out of my diet, but I don't think people should take carbs out of their diet completely. I only think they should do it to kind of play around to see what their body does well with. And then if you feel like, oh, I felt a lot better with less carbs, then just eat less carbs. Eat only the good carbs. Eat some fruit every once in a while. Things like that. Just keep it low, but don't take it out. People who are like, wow, I did really well being a vegan because I had no meat and heaviness. Well, maybe just stick to lighter types of meat, for a while, or take it out for a while because it's a good cleanse for your body for a second, and then slowly add it back again. Like, we don't believe of taking anything out specifically unless you're trying to like pinpoint something about your body or who you are. Because some people are like, well, Jenn, you took carbs out. I did. I had a gut issue. I did better with inflammation with keeping my carbs low, but I kept berries and vegetables and melons in my diet. I kept some carbs in, but took all the bad ones out that didn't serve me. So that's kind of my R2 cents right now on nutrition. Protein, carbs, and fat. Figure out if you do well with one or the other, and then just keep that one that you don't do well with. Keep it low and keep it clean. All organic foods saved our lives. We start to eat, if we have any processed meat or anything that's just commercialized, we blow up. We start to swell. So we do all organic meats. We wash our vegetables and make sure that they're all organic. And that, some people say, is more expensive, but honestly, we just took something else out in our life that didn't serve us so we could have these good quality foods in our body. So quality food, filtered water. If you do quality food, filtered water, guys, we are all going to be okay. We're all going to look pretty good. We're going to feel pretty good. It's that processed foods, and that everyone wants protein shakes. We don't do protein shakes. We believe in eating our protein, eating good quality protein that's organic.
Awesome,
So,
girl.
yeah, little things like that. I know we could talk about it forever.
Yeah. So we'll just end with this. I don't marry myself to any protocol. I've just stopped doing that. No intermittent fasting, no good or bad foods, nothing. I don't track, and it's worked out real well. It's just listening. Hey, am I getting results, and do I feel good?
Yeah.
If I,
and I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, to tell you the truth, it has been nothing about the food, and it has been everything about my mindset. That's all. So, but what do you think?
When your mindset is healthy, everything else feels healthy.
Yeah, and good food, like healthy food, tastes good. You just want to go for it, and you want to move and all that. So yeah. So what do you think is actually the one thing that women that you would recommend, like, women start doing today to start transitioning from that, or so they can look fit and be balanced, feel like they're that go mentality? What's one thing that you think would be the best thing that they could start doing today?
Today is set your why. Figure out what is it that you want. Women are always like, oh, I just wish I could be skinnier. I wish I could be this, but I like my wine. Well, do you really want that? Like, is that really why? Is that really your why? Because if it's your why, you will do whatever it takes to take that out. You know what I mean? Like, figure out what is it that you want your end result to be. And it's not like lose 30 pounds. Stop doing like these audacious goals of everything. Set your why, and then start setting little small tasks that are actually doable. Stop doing these things of like, I want to lose 30 pounds in a month. Don't say that. Say, I'm going to this week start eating, I'm going to have filtered food filtered water and organic foods.
Yeah.
But find what your why is, and if that's your 30 pounds and that's really what's going to make you for real feel good about yourself, like dig in and ask yourself, like, if I lose 30 pounds, is all my problems going to go away? Figure out your why, and it could be really simple. Make it simple where you can slowly achieve it, and then you can reset it again.
Yeah, cool. Awesome, dude.
What would you say? What would you say on that subject?
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that I do with my clients, the one thing is just go for a walk. So many of my clients cannot even go for a walk. They start freaking out, get anxiety. I should be doing this. I'm not going. Why am I doing this? I should be working out. And like, that is like just the simplest little thing to just start to progress into just chilling out and being okay with it.
Yeah, small little steps that that you can achieve.
Yeah.
If I go for a walk right now, I know I can walk down to the street and back. I'm going to feel successful.
Yeah, and it's not for time or like distance or speed. Like, it's like just chill. Just give yourself a chance to just breathe, because we've totally lost touch with that.
Yeah, give yourself grace every day. Just give yourself grace, especially like people like moms. They do so many things, and then they're like,
Yeah.
I'm stressed out because I never took care of myself or something. Like, they just need to do one simple task to make themselves feel great.
One.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
So cool.
Awesome, Jenn. Dude, God, I could talk forever. So I really appreciate you taking the time to be on here. I think so many people are just going to love hearing this. Where can people find more, follow your journey, follow you?
Yeah, so a lot of my journey stuff is I love talking in person. So if you ever see me out and about, please just come up and say hi and come talk to me. I have an Instagram, Jenn Dancing, JennDancing. I think that's how you spell it, Jenn Dancing.
Yep, that was good.
So I post a lot on there as much as possible. We have a non-for-profit, so a lot of our passions and love comes through that, which is called the Dancer Love Foundation. It's basically individuals with special needs, getting them healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually through some type of movement practice. So that's what we do. Our best friend, his name is James. A lot of people know about him. He's our Down syndrome friend, and he has inspired us just to love. And so our Dancer Love Foundation is just about loving everybody and anybody and just kind of getting them onto some type of healthy journey.
Cool.
So
awesome.
Those are our handles, and that's what we do. We're pretty in-person people. We like to get to know people in person. So if you see us, come say hi.
Cool. Definitely will. Awesome, Jenn. Jenn Dancer, everyone. Thank you so much, girl.
Yes, Natalie, it was so awesome to actually catch up with you in real life, well, on the internet, but not competing and having all these different like distractions. So it was good to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, man. Cool. I'll be reaching out to you soon.
Okay. Love you, girl.
All right, girl. See ya. Bye.
Bye.